Well, I can help you with that
I have a
as
specific
I can help you with
question.
that as well. The answer is yes. Your leadership has met with the Wilderness Society. They met with the Wilderness Society when that group was a plaintiff suing the Department of the Interior with an adverse lawsuit against you, and they met with them off the books. I've got the emails. In July of 2021, after you had come to office, members of the Wilderness Society, when they're suing the department, write to your top deputy and ask for a meeting to keep it off of his calendar. Here it is, July 14th, 2021. Can we set up a meeting with these folks? July 19th, 2021, they propose how they might calibrate this so it doesn't look like they're violating any of the rules of the court. And remarkably, it stays completely off of everybody's calendars. We only know about it because FOIA requests were filed. And then after they have these off-the-books meetings, their request is to cancel the mineral leasing rights in Minnesota.
Okay, if that clip didn't make your blood boil, I don't know what will. What you just saw is Senator Josh Hawley doing what very few people in that building have the spine to do. He walked in there with receipts, not talking points, not theories, actual emails, actual dates, actual names. Now we're about to watch the full exchange together, and I want you to pay close attention, not just to what Senator Hawley is saying, but to how Secretary Haaland responds. Or more accurately, how she doesn't respond. Because that tells you everything. This is exactly what congressional oversight is supposed to look like. Holding the executive branch accountable. Asking the hard questions nobody else wants to ask. And it doesn't happen enough. If you're new here, hit subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of content we cover. No spin, no nonsense, just honest reaction and real accountability. Drop a comment below, and let me know if this concerns you. Because it should. All right, let's watch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Haaland, do you know the group called the Wilderness Society?
I've heard of it, yes.
And what, to your knowledge, what is this group?
It sounds like the name is explanatory.
Well, let me help you a little bit. It's a left-wing environmentalist pressure group. Do you know who funds them?
I do not.
Well, I can help you with that, too. It's funded in large part by a foreign billionaire, Hans-Jörg Weiss, who has routed his money through all manner of dark money groups, including the Arabella Network. Hans-Jörg Weiss was investigated by the FEC for illegal campaign contributions because he's not a United States citizen. He sits on the governing council of this dark money environmentalist group. Has anybody in leadership at your department met with them, the Wilderness Society?
Senator, I do not know this individual, and
Has anybody in leadership at your department met with the Wilderness Society?
Well, I'm sure we've met with a lot of groups and organizations in the work that we do, and we're discussing the environment.
So does that mean you don't know, or you're not going to answer my question?
I don't have a full list of everyone
Okay.
that everyone has met with. But
well, I can help you with that
as
well. The answer is yes. Your leadership has met with the Wilderness Society. They met with the Wilderness Society when that group was a plaintiff suing the Department of the Interior with an adverse lawsuit against you, and they met with them off the books. I've got the emails. In July of 2021, after you had come to office, members of the Wilderness Society, when they're suing the department, write to your top deputy and ask for a meeting to keep it off of his calendar. Here it is, July 14th, 2021. Can we set up a meeting with these folks? July 19th, 2021, they propose how they might calibrate this so it doesn't look like they're violating any of the rules of the court. And remarkably, it stays completely off of everybody's calendars. We only know about it because FOIA requests were filed. And then after they have these off-the-books meetings, their request is to cancel the mineral leasing rights in Minnesota in the Superior National Forest. This is a critical minerals mine. The society wants the mine shut down. After they meet off the books with your leadership, you do it. A few months later, you do it. You cancel the leases, and then you withdraw 225,000 acres of critical mining from production and leasing shortly after that. Is it common practice at your department to meet with dark money groups off the books and conceal it from the public?
Senator, thank you for the question. And of course, I can't answer to, if you're referring to our former deputy secretary, he's no longer at the department.
Who worked for you?
He worked for the president. He was appointed by the president.
He's your deputy secretary. Are you the secretary of the Department of Interior? I thought that's why you were here.
Yes.
Are you the secretary? Don't look at her, look at me.
Yes.
Are you the secretary?
I am.
Do these people who are sitting here today answering most of your questions, do they work for you?
They work.
Do they report for you? You're not in charge?
They work with me.
They work with
They
you,
work
so
as
you're
a
not in
team.
charge of the department. Oh my gosh, I thought you were in charge. I thought that's why you were here.
We work as a team.
Oh, okay, so who's in charge then?
I provide the vision, I provide the overall direction, and
But you're not in charge.
our mission.
Do you take responsibility for what happens at the Department of the Interior?
Take responsibility.
Do you take full responsibility for what happens at the Department of the Interior? Good. Then why are your leadership meeting with dark money groups and concealing it from the public? Why are they doing it off the books? How many times has this happened?
Senator, this is the first I'm hearing of this. My deputy secretary is no longer there, and I can't answer to what he did when he was there.
What did they get out of it, do you suppose? What do you suppose Hans-Jörg Weiss got out of you canceling the leases after they asked you to?
I don't know who.
In an off-the-books reading.
I don't know who this individual.
Oh, sure. I mean, you don't know. You're not in charge. You're not responsible. We have a corruption problem in this government, Madam Secretary, and frankly, we have a corruption problem in your department.
We don't.
We've got we certainly do. We have foreign billionaires who are funding dark money groups coming to meet with your leadership, concealing it from the public while they are filing lawsuits adverse to the department, doing it without the court's knowledge, doing it, you say, without your knowledge, and then getting exactly what they want. Now, I don't know how much money he made off of it. I'm sure it was a lot. I know how he made his money. He made his money by poisoning people. Hans-Jörg Weiss, here's what his company did. In 2009, Synthes USA, with Weiss at its head, was charged by Philadelphia's U.S. attorney with running an illegal clinical trial on humans. They injected them with a cement that turns to bone inside the human skeleton. That's the guy who's funding this group, who's pressuring your department, and you're meeting with them off the books
Senator,
and giving them exactly what they want.
I did not meet with him. You're implying that I met with him.
I'm just trying to figure out who's in charge of the Interior Department. You've said it isn't you. It sounds to me like it's the billionaires. It sounds to me like it's the dark money billionaires who are calling the shots at the Department of the Interior. And all I have to say to you, Madam Secretary, is that is a travesty. It is a travesty. The American people should be in charge, not the foreign billionaires. And the fact that you've let them run rampant is outrageous. It's outrageous. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, now you've seen the whole thing. Let's get into it. First, credit where it's due. Hawley did his homework. He came in knowing about the Wilderness Society, who funds them, the FOIA requests, the specific emails, the specific dates. July 14th, July 19th, 2021. The mineral lease cancellations. The 225,000 acres. That is a senator doing his actual job. And what does he get in return? I'm sure we've met with a lot of groups. He's no longer at the department. We work as a team. You are the Secretary of the Interior of the United States. You are not a middle manager. The buck stops with you. Hawley called that out, and he was right. The moment that really got me was when she said her staff work with her, not for her. And Hawley just stared at her and said, "So you're not in charge?" She stumbled. Because there is no good answer to that when you've spent 5 minutes dodging accountability for everything that happened under your watch. Now the substance. The Wilderness Society was actively suing the Department of the Interior. They are an adverse party in ongoing litigation. And members of that group are emailing the Deputy Secretary, asking for a meeting, and specifically discussing how to make it look like they're not violating court rules. Then it stays completely off the calendar. That is not a clerical error. That is a deliberate decision to hide a meeting from the public and potentially from the court. That should bother everyone watching this, left or right. And then they get exactly what they asked for. The leases get canceled. The 225,000 acres get withdrawn. You can call that a coincidence. I won't. The foreign funding angle is also worth sitting with. Hans-Jörg Weiss is not an American citizen. He has been investigated by the FEC for illegal campaign contributions. and he is funding the group that pressured a U.S. government department into making land and mineral decisions that affect American workers and American families. Minnesota miners. Real jobs. Real people. And the secretary can't tell us with confidence what meetings her leadership was taking or why those decisions got made. Hawley said it plainly, and I agree with him. This is a corruption problem. Not alleged. Not potential. When foreign money flows into activist groups, those groups sue government agencies, then secretly meet with those same agencies off the books, and then get the exact policy outcomes they wanted. That is how modern corruption actually works. It doesn't always look like a briefcase of cash. Sometimes it looks like a calendar entry that was never made. Secretary Haaland kept hiding behind her former deputy secretary as though that closes the case. It doesn't. She told Hawley she takes full responsibility, then immediately acted like she had no knowledge of anything. You cannot have it both ways. Either you are in charge or you are not. Hawley made that contradiction impossible to ignore. To be fair, Haaland did not personally take that meeting. I'll take her at her word on that. But leadership is about the culture you set and the standards you enforce. And what this hearing showed is that under her watch, a dark money group with foreign funding was able to walk in through the side door, avoid public accountability, and walk out with exactly what they came for. I didn't know is not a defense. It's an indictment. Hawley came in and did what a representative of the American people is supposed to do. He asked hard questions backed by evidence. He refused to be brushed off. Whether you agree with him on every issue or not, on this day, in this hearing, he did his job. The real question this raises is simple. Who is actually making decisions about American land and American resources? The elected officials people voted for, or the billionaires writing checks behind the scenes? That is not a partisan question. That is a basic question about who this government works for. Based on what we just watched, I'm not sure we have a good answer. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video if it matters to you. This conversation needs to happen.